What's up, everyone? Me and Mr. Math back with you again, and back again on Math Playground. Found a pretty good game here relative to what I did on the last video, which was using circle graphs to illustrate percentages. This game is called Dissension Junior. The intergalactic space games are held each year on planet Dissension. Athletes from on the same team wear shirts with the same number values. For example, athletes with the numbers 5/10, 50%, and one half would all be on the same team. Your job is to make sure that the athletes get the correct starting place. Okay. There are 6 groups to sort, and each new group is more challenging than the last. So let's give it a shot. All right. All right. So just taking a quick look at this game. There is no time limit. All right. So this is on mathplayground.com. Dissension Junior. This is a good way to practice percents, decimals, and fractions, your relationships. And also the circle graph will give you an illustration. What is this? It will illustrate, what part of the whole is this amount, right? So let's get started. So we can see here, and hopefully, you know what? I'm going to use the mouse, so you can see here. I'll start on the left and we'll go to the right. Okay, so let's take a look at the whole circle. The whole circle is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts. 8 parts. So in one out of the eight parts is shaded. So that means that we are looking at 1/8. Okay. So 1/8. And you know what? Let's just go with the fractions. We're going to do each one just the fractions first. Okay. Let's go over here. We have 1 out of 3 parts. So that would be 1 out of 3. Oh, it's better off if I use my mouse. Come on now. All right. 1 out of 3 parts. Now, the second one, 1 out of 4. 1 out of 4 is 1/4. Let's move each one of these. Doesn't really matter where they go, I guess. 1 out of 2 would be 1/2. 1 out of 2. And then down here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. 1 out of 5. So let's take that. Now let's go from here. What to do next? Why don't we do the decimals, decimal equivalents? Let's start off with their tenths. So, or some of them are tenths. Let's do with some of the easier ones we know. We were told earlier when we did this that 1/2 is 5/10. 1/4 is 1/4. We should know that, right? 100 divided by 4 is 25. 10 divided by 4 is 2.5. All right. And let's see. And then finally, 1 out of 3. 3. If you remember from the last video, well, we didn't do decimals, but the percentage we did. 12.5%. That's 1/8. That was the last one left, right? Did we miss one here? Oh, 1/5. Didn't do that. And that is 0.2, right? 20 cents, right? 5 times 20 cents would give you $1. 1 out of 5 parts for that $1. All right. Now it's just a matter of putting in the percents, and we can match those up. So can I move these here? No, they're going to go back. All right, so 1 out of 8 is 125 thousandths. If we see this is out of 125 out of 1,000. It's 12.5%. That would be 12.5 out of 100, right? 12.5%. 1/8, 1/4 we know was 25%, 25 out of 100, and half of that, you can see the physical relationship. Let me move that out here just so we can get a clear view. You can see that the physical relationship here between 25% 25% or 1/4 and 1/8. 1/8 is half of 25%. So if this 1/8 is half of a quarter, which is half of 25% is 12.5%, 12.5%. Okay. 1/3, 33.3%. There we go. And then finally 1/5. That's the sort. Okay. Checkers. Now, of course, you're looking at this video. If you're looking for something to do, you can pause it, write down the numbers, and see if you sort it correctly yourself. And then, check my work. Maybe I make a mistake along the way. So we'll do this one, and then we'll call it a day for this video, or call it a video, I should say. Let's look. So what I want to do is I want to count the number of parts. So this one has been divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 parts. And it looks like out of those 10 parts, 7 are shaded. So 7 out of 10, 7/10 right there. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 are shaded. So 2 out of 5. Where is that? 2 out of 5. Do we see it? Do we see 2 out of 5? We do, right over here. 2/5. Come on now. There we go. 2/5. This is 5 as well. 3 out of 5. That should help out. We've got 1 out of 2 shaded over here. And 1 out of 4. Okay. So let's do 1/2 and 1/4 since we're familiar with these already. 1/2, we know that that's 5 out of 10, or 5/10. Okay. And that would be 50%. 5 divided by 10, right? 50%. 1/2. 1/4, we have 25 hundredths. And 1/4 we recognize as 25%. Now here, let's do the fifths. We have 2/5 and 3/5. All right, so let's take 100 and divide it into 5 parts. What's the value of each one of those parts? What's the value of the percent? Or you know what? Here, since we did decimals first, it's 2 divided by 5. Well, we know that, what can we do here? What is 1 divided by 5? Why don't you stop and figure that out? 2 divided by 5, 3 divided by 5. Okay, so this one is 4/10. Okay, and we know that 1 divided by 5, we should know, is 2/10. Okay, 1/5 is equal to 2/10. Okay, 1/5 is equal to 2/10, which is 0.2. So 2/5 is equal to 4/10, 0.4. And 3/5 is equal to 6/10, 0.6. Okay, now we have 7/10. Okay, so looking at those relationships here, a tenth, 7/10. Just read it aloud. What do you see? 7 divided by 10, 7/10. All right, now from here, it looks like it should be fairly simple. I'm just going to match them up. Match the digits, use a little logic. All right. There it is. All right, so cool game here to play, to work on your skills with fractions or ratios, decimals, and percents and the relationships. And it also gives you a nice visualization as to, what you're saving. Oftentimes you see percentages used as a consumer when you're in stores. And when you see big numbers like 80% off, this particular exercise can show you, okay, well, 80%. What is 80%? 80% is, what does that look like? Well,